The place is here. The time is now. A mysterious wooden box with a button on top of it is delivered to the adventurers. Simple instructions: press the button and receive 25,000 gold pieces. But someone that they do not know and that they have never met will die. In this video, we are going to take a look at an encounter that presents a moral dilemma. So let's get started, and joining me today is my friend Fred from How to RPG as we take a look at the button unit trap inspired by the Twilight Zone. So I think the best setup for this trap is to have a place where all the characters are together. Now if they all have their own manor or mansion that they live in, perhaps this is a box that is delivered to their doorstep, or if they're always gathering in the same location, a tavern such as the Yawning Portal or the Golden Sturge, then maybe the bartender has this package behind the bar, and when they come in and have their seat and order their drinks, the bartender's going to let them know, hey, a package was delivered for you. Now this package is going to be a puzzle box, and this puzzle box is going to have a bubble or a glass dome on top of it, and underneath of this glass part of the puzzle box is going to be a button. Now this puzzle box was created by a powerful fiend, so it is going to be indestructible. It cannot be opened, destroyed, or altered, and the lock that is on the side cannot be picked, and any attempt to pick it with like a thieves tools or some type of a device is possibly going to break those thieves tools or that device. Now as the characters pick up this puzzle box, they are going to see a note that's on the bottom of it that's going to state the following: Mr. Steward will meet with you soon. So it's up to you as the game master at this point if you want to let the characters kind of stew about this, see what's going on with the box, or if you want to introduce Mr. Steward right away. He is going to be our NPC and the coordinator of the trap. So let's say that Mr. Steward arrives shortly after the characters have found the puzzle box. And again, I think this would work really well in a tavern environment. So when Mr. Steward enters, he's going to approach the table with the characters at it. He's going to look at them and say,
"You received the button unit we left you. Good."
Mr. Steward will then hand them an envelope and tell them,
"Inside the envelope is the key to the button unit, so you can open the box and push the button. If you decide to push the button, two things will happen. 1. Someone will die. The person who dies will be someone you don't know, someone you have never met. 2. Afterwards you will receive a bag of holding filled with 25,000 gold pieces."
Mr. Steward will then nod and look at the characters and say,
"You have 1 day to make a decision, at which time I will return to pick up the button unit. Good day to you."
So the trap has been set, and this is a new type of trap that I like to call a divine trap, and that is one that is set by some type of a deity, a god, a fiend, or some type of powerful entity. So the characters now have 1 day to decide if they're going to push the button or not. If they were to take the key out of the envelope, it's going to fit perfectly into the button unit, and when they turn the key, it's going to pop open the glass lid and the button will be inside. Now pushing the button is going to trigger the trap. In addition, any ability used by a creature to press the button, such as having a familiar, a summoned creature, or a magical effect like a mage hand, will also trigger the trap. Now the character who pushes a button or uses an ability or magic to push the button will be the target of the trap. Now wherever the characters may be, Mr. Steward is going to arrive 1 day later. He's going to approach the adventurers and say,
"Hello, I have come to retrieve the button unit."
Mr. Steward is then going to set down a bag of holding, look at the adventurers and say,
"You pushed the button, so I have brought a bag of holding with 25,000 gold pieces stored inside. If you would like, I can wait while you count it."
Now at this point, Mr. Steward's arms are going to extend and the button unit or the magical box is going to appear in his hands. If there are no further questions for Mr. Steward, he will say the following:
"Enjoy spending your gold. The button unit will be reprogrammed and offered to someone else with the same terms and conditions. The person will be someone you don't know, someone you have never met. Good day to you."
So now with the trap officially triggered and in effect, the character that pressed the button is going to receive that 25,000 gold pieces. However, at a time you see fit in the future, someone that the characters don't know and have never met is also going to receive that reprogrammed box. And when they decide to push that button, then whichever character, let's say it was our monk here that pressed the button unit or used an ability to be able to press it, they are simply going to die right on the spot. So without warning, the Game Master can just say, your character is dead. No saving throws and no death saves. But of course, this character doesn't have to remain dead. Maybe Mr. Stewart arrives at a different time, or they find a way to contact Mr. Stewart, and if they were to pay 25,000 gold pieces, or maybe even 50,000 gold pieces, they would be able to bring this character back to life. Or perhaps these characters are able to travel to the 9 layers of hell and are able to save the soul of this character. Now, some countermeasures to avoid this trap. The first and most obvious is simply returning the button unit to Mr. Stewart when he returns, and that will prevent anyone from dying from triggering the trap. Mr. Stewart will politely take the button unit back from the players, look at them and say,
I notice that you have chosen not to push the button unit. A wise choice. Good day to you.
A detect magic spell will reveal abjuration magic, which is the indestructible box, and necromancy magic, which is the death triggered by the button. An identify spell will reveal this box as a powerful artifact. It will be unclear if pressing the button will bring wealth or death. Now, Mr. Stewart is a fiend, a lesser devil and apprentice of Asmodeus. Any ability that detects fiends will note that Mr. Stewart is a fiend. The box unit is not evil, however, Mr. Stewart is. Now, as far as Mr. Stewart answering questions that the characters may have, is going to be totally up to you as the Game Master. Myself, I'm going to have him be as vague as possible, but he will tell the truth. So the button unit is a divine trap set by Asmodeus that's going to present a moral dilemma. I was curious to see how other players would have their characters react if this trap was presented to them, so I put a poll on my YouTube channel on the community tab, and overwhelmingly, most of the characters are going to take the 25,000 gold. So that is the button unit trap inspired by the Twilight Zone. And a special thanks today to my friend Fred from How to RPG for playing the role of Mr. Stewart. I'll put a link to Fred's channel in the description below. So that's all I have for you today. What did you think of the trap? Is this something that you would run in your game? And if so, what would you do differently? And if you are a player, are you pushing the button to get the 25,000 gold? Be sure to leave a comment. I can't wait to see everyone's thoughts and ideas. Thank you very much for watching, and on to the next.